Today I wanted to thank you guys for getting me to 1,000 subscribers on this channel. I appreciate it so much. So to celebrate that, I'm gonna read 3 stories in a row off of Reddit, and I am going to read the comments as well, like normal. But it's gonna be 3 in a row. So brace yourself. Let's start with, am I the asshole for saying to my mom at family dinner, well, I wouldn't stay with a man who hits my kids, so I guess we have different priorities. Let's just get into this one. I'm low contact with my parents because growing up, my dad was physically abusive and my mom was emotionally absent and neglectful. I kind of almost quote unquote censored that because I thought it was gonna be not like a not usual word. I thought it was gonna be like one of the ones that is like frowned upon. Anyways, they are in town visiting other family members, and we all decided to have a family dinner to catch up. For some background, my boyfriend will usually get me a nicer main gift for whatever holiday we're celebrating, along with 1 or 2 smaller side gifts. The side gifts are usually something like a funny t-shirt or a stuffed animal. Last year for my birthday, one of the smaller gifts my boyfriend got me was a sweatshirt from Costco. It's just a gray sweatshirt with Costco's logo printed repeatedly all over it. That's kind of funny. My boyfriend said he just saw it and thought I would like it, and he was right. I really like it, and I wear it all the time. I wore the Costco sweatshirt to family dinner last night. Someone at the table complimented it, and I said thanks. My boyfriend got it for me for my birthday. My mom scrunched up her nose and loudly said, "He got you a sweater from Costco for your birthday?" I told her that wasn't the only thing he got me for my birthday, and she replied, "Oh good, I would never stay with a man who gave me a sweatshirt from Costco as a gift." I was pretty put off at this point, so I said, well, I wouldn't stay with a man who hits my kids, so I guess we have different priorities. My mom didn't really respond at that point, and I could tell my dad was pissed. They stayed pretty quiet throughout the rest of dinner. They don't like it when I bring up the fact that they used to hit us kids in front of people outside of our immediate family. Well, abusers are normally like that, so what can I say? My mom and dad were pretty angry at me when everyone else left, though, and told me there was no need to embarrass my mom at dinner. Okay, girlfriend, but you were just trying to embarrass your kid because their boyfriend got them a sweatshirt from Costco, which, okay, this may be the poverty talking, but Costco clothes are kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Some of it's it seems like it's cheaply made or whatever, but some of it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. I would unironically wear some of the stuff there, and I have. My mom has come home from Costco with some sweatpants. No, it's not sweatpants. It's like tights, and they have pockets and stuff, really deep pockets that you can fit your phone into. And I'm like, I'm gonna wear them every day, and not every day because I can't I can't wear tights every day. It just doesn't feel right. But I wear them a lot. You know what I mean? So be so for real. But anyways, yeah, I think a sweatshirt from Costco is a lot better than someone who beats their kids. Yeah. So I agree. I agree with OP. I'm not gonna lie. They asked me to apologize, and I won't. I'm second guessing though. Am I the asshole? I'm gonna say no. Because she really did try to embarrass you, and I don't even know if I made that point. That's where my last sentence was going when I started it, and I just reared off the rails. Anyways, yeah, she tried to embarrass you, and she's just mad that you one-upped her in the embarrassment department, because that was a burn that she cannot recover from. That's hilarious. Anyways, let me read the first comment. So, not the asshole. She tried to embarrass you in front of others. There we go. They agree with me. By criticizing your relationship. What's good for the goose is good for the gander? I've never heard that in my life. Please somebody tell me if that's a real thing. I'm sure it is because this person used it, but I've never heard that in my life. Where did they use this? She should have kept her mouth shut if she didn't want you to likewise comment on her relationship choices. Yes. No, yeah. Like the biggest thing I think about before I open my mouth is, if I say something about this, will somebody say something about this? You know what I mean? Maybe not the biggest thing I think about. The biggest thing I think about is, actually, I don't really know. I have no thoughts right now, except for speaking and reading. So I'll get back to you if I remember what I think about. But let's read the next comment. This one's replying to the last one. Seriously, OP's mom stepped on a landmine trying to throw a grenade. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. I like that. I like analogies. I do. Responding, someone said, no need to steal. Take it as a late Christmas present. I think, okay, that's replying to something that's deleted. So I don't know what the point of me reading that was. Let me go to an original comment, if I can find one. Let me see. Okay. Original comment. Not the asshole. My dad was an abusive alcoholic and my mom was his enabler. She eventually divorced him when I was 23. To this day, my mom accepts zero responsibility for staying with my dad during the height of his abuse. They're embarrassed. Well, poor things. Yeah, my dad broke my nose, oh my god, when I was 7. And my Catholic mom, who espoused the virtues of always telling the truth, told me to lie to the doctor and tell him I fell while running through the house. Oh my god. So, just tell the doctor it was your fault that your dad is an alcoholic. And then there's a word there. Sure thing, Mom. That is so messed, jeez. Obviously as an adult, and I know, some kids know these things too, sadly. But as an adult, I know these things are real, but, hearing about them makes it, the reaction is so... I feel like it's... I don't know how to feel, when I hear things like that. That's so sick. Ugh. Okay. Let's find another original comment. Okay. Another original. My bringing up my dad's abuse didn't embarrass him. People knowing he abused me did. That's his fault and failure, not mine. What I would have said. I'm sorry. I read that so wrong. I read it as if the quotation ended at the first sentence, at the end of the first sentence. Let me read it again. My bringing up dad's abuse didn't embarrass him. People knowing he abused me did. That's his fault and failure, not mine. What I would have said. So, yeah, okay. That, I feel like that sounds more like a quote. Thank you for listening. Alright. After that, someone said, that's my favorite part about people like this. They're not upset about the actual horrible things that happen. They're just upset when you bring them up. Yeah. It's almost like if they could have gotten away with it, they wouldn't care that it happened. You know what I mean? And I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for your meddling kids. You know what I mean? That type of... Anyway. Responding to that, someone said, yeah, it might cause self-examination, then regret and guilt, perhaps ultimately a heartfelt apology and sincere effort to change, but probably not. Yeah, probably not, unfortunately. Another original comment. My mom used to tell my sisters and me, don't start a fight if you can't finish it. Meaning, don't start something if you can't take it. Your mom started the fight and you finished it. She just couldn't take what she started. Exactly. And then they edited and said, my sisters and I were always provoking each other and complaining about the retaliation after it. I have a twin and a sister exactly 18 months younger, so there was a lot of provoking. That was funny. Alright, responding to that, someone said, that kind of reminds me of a saying I heard years ago. Don't write checks your ass can't I'm sorry, cash. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I like that. I like that as well. Someone responding to essentially the same thing says, I say that to my daughter too. Now that she's a teenager and a good looking one, Okay. I also tell her that she's under no obligation to be nice or kind to someone who is being an asshole to her, just like OP did. Okay. 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 I'm pausing because I'm trying to see if I'm like just being weird about this or if there was absolutely no reason to mention how good looking her daughter was. But okay. All right. A lot of abusers, this is continuing the comment. A lot of abusers count on their victims' polite sensibilities to get away with what they do. Girls are socialized to be nice and polite even when someone is being a complete jerk to them. Not my kid. Thankfully, she's like, yeah, I already know that, Mom. She's a good kid. LOL. Alright. That is true. That is very true. I don't want to skip over that because that's very true. People do rely on other people feeling like it's their fault and like being people pleasers in order to get away with taking advantage of or, you know, just treating them badly. And it is good to teach people around you and your like to learn yourself to not be taken advantage of just by like not always feeling like it's your fault and not always, and it's like obviously better, like easier said than done, but you gotta go for it, my friend. You gotta try. You gotta practice. I'm in the middle of practicing myself. You know what I mean? So, let's continue. Original comment says, not the asshole. You told the truth, and if that embarrassed them, then it's their fault. They're toxic, entitled people who like to embarrass other people, but don't like when others do the same thing to them in response. If you can, just break up all contacts with them and block them. They're not your family, only biologically, just two pieces of trash. Yeah. Yeah. Like, you're like ruining, first of all, you ruined your kid's like childhood by not making it a safe space. And then you're gonna try and come at the safe space they created as an adult for themselves, like when they finally got out of that unsafe space. Yeah, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself because nobody wants to hear it. All right, responding to that, someone said, I always love when people say they were embarrassed when something from the past is brought up. If you think there was nothing wrong with what you did, why are you embarrassed? And if you now realize it was wrong, why not apologize? They are embarrassed because they know it was wrong, and they are pissed because you refuse to pretend it never happened. F that shit. LOL. Yeah. This is good. I like this. People on Reddit, they've got some good sets sometimes. At least on the stories that I click on. Oh, some of them. Some of them comments are kind of insane, but the ones that I've read have been okay. Someone said, responding to that, said, I love also how OP's dad is the abuser, but somehow only the mom is embarrassed. That's true. Why is it on her? Well, okay, they said only. Okay, so yeah. Like, obviously, mostly dad's fault because he's the one who did the bad thing, right? But then the mother as the enabler, right? She should be embarrassed, but why not also him? I feel like this is a classic case of deflecting, because I feel like, because if I remember correctly, I'm not scrolling all the way up because I'm gonna lose where I'm at. If I remember correctly, it was the dad who was like, oh, you didn't have to embarrass your mother. I feel like it's just him deflecting and trying to act like she was the only one who was embarrassed, when internally he's like, oh my god, I'm embarrassed. But then he's just like, oh, you didn't have to embarrass your mother like that, so he could kind of like shift it and make people think that he doesn't feel any type of way, but he feels a type of way. I feel like that's what this is. Anyways, someone responding to that was like, Dad was angry. If there was no one else around, would he hit OP? I mean, maybe. He's done it before, of course. I cannot. Let's find a new original comment. Oh, I thought that was one. Okay. Not the actual. Mom started it, OP finished it. Final score, OP1, mom 0. Responding, someone said, don't start nothing, won't be nothing. It's true. It's true. That is true. And then it's just a line of people saying that all different ways. Okay, another original. Oh my god, to be sitting at the table next to yours, my mouth would be open. It's true. It's true. I forgot they were at a restaurant. Like, imagine just like the surrounding tables, just like listening in, and that is so crazy. That is so wild. That's so wild. Crazy. Someone responding to that said, full on Bill Hader eating popcorn. Yes, sir. Yes. I know who Bill Hader is, but I don't know that reference. I'm so sorry. I'm not gonna pretend like I do, because I don't. New original comment. Not the arsehole. Good for you. I hate it when people try to act like abuse never happened. Responding to that, someone said, I'll apologize when you undo my trauma. Not the arsehole. They said that in quotes, like, as in OP should say that. And yeah, I agreed. Egregious. It's egregious, and it's agreed. Alright. Original comment. Not the arsehole, but it's interesting that only your mom seems to be embarrassed, not your dad. I already addressed that. Oh, this is OP responding. My dad still holds on to the belief that it is 100% acceptable to spank your children until they get bruises. He stays quiet because he knows that's an unpopular opinion at the family dinner table. The only people in the family who agree with him are his parents, who abused him as well. Yeah. That I know too well. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's responding to that, someone said, if it is 100% acceptable, why is he embarrassed if other people know he did it? Yeah. Yep. Let that sink in. Another original comment. Mom asked around and found out. They're only embarrassed and don't want you to say anything because they know it's wrong and they don't want to feel bad for their shitty behavior. Not the asshole. And I'm sorry? It says not the asshole and I'd to low contact. But I think it's like I'd go low contact. I think it's go low contact is what I think they meant. Yep, I agree. Alright, a new original comment. So it was okay for him to abuse you, but you are the asshole because you talked about it? Your family has seriously messed up priorities. Yes. And sadly, I feel like this is common. I feel like it's common. It's like shame and stuff protects the issue instead of the victim. You know what I mean? The issue and the issuee. Issuee? I don't... Okay. Yeah, let me stop. New original comment. Not the arsehole. Well done, you. It always pissed me off when we don't talk about that was said by my parents. Nope. You don't talk about it, but I do. Your parents embarrassed themselves because they raised you badly. Your clapback was brilliant. Good on you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Not the arsehole. They're embarrassed that their own shitty behavior was exposed. I'm so sorry. I'm like going back and forth. I'm like saying the words and then I'm like also trying to censor them a little bit. I cannot be helped. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Alright. Let me. I'm gonna stop it there for this one. And then I'm gonna read the next one. So get ready, sit tight. Am I the asshole for not telling my girlfriend I was gonna break up with her if she went on vacation with male friends? Okay. Just based off that, I think yes. Communication is key, and if you can't communicate, you shouldn't be in a relationship anyway, and she probably didn't suffer much of a loss, but let's get into it and see. Basically, my girlfriend went on a vacation with her male friends. I told her this made me uncomfortable and didn't want her to go. Okay, so you did tell her. Oh, not the breaking up part. Okay. By the way, she used to hook up with one of them before she met me. Okay, yeah, that is a little bit inappropriate, I'm not gonna lie. Those two things combined, especially the fact that she used to hook up with one of them and the fact that you told her you were uncomfortable with this. Yeah, red flags. Wait, and also, why didn't she take you? She told me it'd be fine and that they are like brothers to her. No, BS, because what? Because, I'm sorry, like, in any other case, I'd feel like, yeah, sure. But I have a hard time believing that you see the guy you used to hook up with as a brother to you. I really do. I seriously do. In any, like, in like, in any other case, it would be, I'd be like, yeah, okay, I sure, yeah, I could see that, of course. Yeah, you guys know each other from a long time? Yeah, sure. But this does not add up. The math isn't mathin', and she's, just not, yeah, she's not telling the truth. I'm promising. Well, I couldn't promise it, but it just doesn't seem right. That's weird. That's some Alabama stuff. Let me see. I already made the decision to break up with her right there and then, but I wanted to get my stuff from her place before anything. And I figured I should do that while she's gone. Okay, that's kind of smart. This guy's kind of smart. Let me take back what I said, because this is weird. This is a weird situation. I also didn't want to break up over text or call, so I waited for her to come back. I picked her up when she came back, dropped her off, and gave her the key to her place back and broke up. She started crying. I'm so sorry. I feel like that's, like, a really nice way to do it. I'm glad he was like, well, I don't want to do it over text and I don't want to do it over call. That's, like, really respectful. It's like, yeah. Yeah, what? She started crying, and she figured out it was because of the vacation. She keeps saying that nothing happened. I told her she knew I was uncomfortable with this, and she still went. Yeah, I feel like... I'm so sorry. I'm, like, breathing heavy. I'm, like... Sometimes when I talk for a long time, I just get wound up, and I don't know how to wind down. But anyways... I feel like in some cases, this could be seen as, like, controlling or whatever, but number one, it's not like he's retaliating and like, doing anything toxic. He straight up is just like, okay, well, if you don't value my feelings or my, like, my input, then I don't think we should be together. And that's very healthy, that's very mature. So I'm on his side, okay? I feel like he's doing what he's doing, and it's a good thing. And he told her that he was uncomfortable with it. Like, we discussed. He told her that, and she was like, oh, it's okay, it's fine. Even though she used to hook up with one of these guys, and, like, I feel like that's a little suspect, you know what I mean? Like, apparently, I wouldn't know personally from any experience, but apparently once you have, like, an intimate connection with someone, whether that's physical or not, it doesn't fully go away, from what I hear, right? So like, I wouldn't trust that either. Personally, if someone told me that, I would be like, well, that's a little concerning. I wouldn't say, like, never hang out with this person again, but I would say, like, don't go on a vacation with them, and, like, why would you want to hang out with this person alone or, like, in another place where your significant other isn't, if you know that's a thing? Like, even if nothing is really happening, even if you guys are really just good friends and you see him as a brother now, you don't value your significant other's, like, peace of mind. You don't care. Like, you should not be in a relationship. I feel like this guy did the right thing. Let me see where I'm at. Okay, she mentioned that I should have said that I'd break up with her if she went. No, because that's like an ultimatum. And I feel like ultimatums are never the answer usually. I feel like, there are some situations where ultimatums are just like inevitable. They have to be used, but those are like very few and very far in between, and I don't think I could think of it like an example right now. But that would be like an ultimatum, and I feel like that's forcing someone's hand. You know what I mean? And like it wouldn't be honest if you tell someone, okay, this bad thing's gonna happen if you do this thing. They're like, obviously they're gonna probably lean towards not doing that thing that they want to do to like make sure that that doesn't happen. But giving her the choice, like, oh, like it's kind of hard because I know why she thinks that. I know she's like, oh, but it was a trap. But you know who thinks like that? People who do bad things and think they can get away with it. Of course you think it's a trap because you were just gonna do it anyway. You know what I mean? Like, when, like, people who have never had consequences for their actions always think that the consequences came from them being trapped, like, or someone setting a trap for them. Yeah. No, it's not. It's not a trap. It's just the simple fact that he told you he was uncomfortable, you didn't listen, and he doesn't want to be with someone like that who doesn't listen to him. Yeah. Like, what? I mean, some people baffle me, actually. Okay, and that if she knew she'd never... I was reading so good. Come on, keep it together. Let me start over this paragraph. She mentioned that I should have said that I'd break up with her if she went, and that if she knew, she never would have gone. I'm so sorry. Swallowed some air or something. Okay. I told her I didn't want to be controlling and threaten her with ending the relationship. Yeah, and that's another thing. It's not just like an ultimatum. It is a little like controlling to do that, because then it's like taking away her free choice, but giving her, like, allowing her to make this choice on her own kind of shows who she is as a person and what she is willing to do. And then also it's like making sure that she's like, whatever she chooses is wholeheartedly what she wants, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like a lot of couples who give each other ultimatums to stay together end up resenting each other in the future. And I don't know if that's like a big percentage of couples who do that or have done that. But I feel like ultimatums are just such a breeding ground for resentment. You know what I mean? And that's where this would have gone. I feel like she maybe wouldn't have gone if he like had told her, but she would have also been like, oh, but you didn't let me go on this vacation with my guy friends, and you don't trust me, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he doesn't trust you, and maybe he shouldn't, because this is a weird situation, and he shouldn't have been put in this situation, and you guys just don't belong together. Maybe get back together with that guy you hooked up with, I don't know, or get a new boyfriend who doesn't care. I don't know. He told you he cared. You said it's fine and disregarded his feelings. I don't know. Just live with it, I guess. All right. We kept going back and forth over this for a while. Edit. A lot of y'all are assuming an awful lot here. Most of you are cool, but to give you a bit more context, 1, she never actually introduced me to these friends. Okay. That's a red flag. How long have you been going out? Let me look. If it ever said. No, I don't think it did. It did not say. That is a red flag, though. That is a red flag. They've been going out for long enough for them to be living together. And those friends didn't even stop by before they went on their trip, so that, I don't know, to meet the boyfriend. Like, not even that. That would have been bare minimum, and honestly, that would have been a little too late. But it feels like you're hiding something I don't know, it feels like she's hiding something if she's not gonna even introduce these people. Like, you're telling me they never made plans to be like, hey, I want you to meet my friends, or, like, yeah, that's suspicious as heck, you know what I mean? Even though I mentioned I wanted to meet them, she kept making excuses. Yeah, no. Suspicious. Number 2, she never told me she used to hook up with her friend. Oh! I only found out because I found an old pic of them kissing when she was showing me some old travel pics. Yeah. Red flag number 2. That is great. Well, might be a couple red flags in there. That's red flag number something. But that, suspicious as heck. Yeah. That on top of, yeah, no. Number 3, I was okay with their friendship until now. This was just too much for me. Most of y'all are cool, but I swear some of y'all act like cheaters don't exist. Did she cheat on me? Who knows? But at this point, I was sick of doubting. And you should be. I feel like whether she did or not, the fact that she didn't care about whether you thought she did or not is the biggest red flag. If you have a significant other, you need to kind of think of them in everything you do. And that's not to say they should influence everything you do, but it is to say you should keep them in mind for everything you do, because everything you do affects them in some sort of way. Every decision, monetarily, like, in this case, socially, you know what I mean? Everything affects them. So, like, keep that in mind and, like, make sure you have their best interest at heart, because this is weird. And I don't know. I just, like, I feel like if you don't want to have to think about, like, someone else's well-being all the time, or how you affect them all the time, you should not be in a relationship. This is weird. This is weird. I retract everything I said before. He's not the asshole, okay? Let's read our first comment. She used to hook up with one of them. She told me they are like brothers to her. That was a quote. And then this commenter wrote, banjo playing softly in the distance. Yeah. Someone responding to that said, all I needed to read was that first sentence. Get out, my dude. Don't look back. Literally, like, there in no world would that be normal. But if she had been honest about it from the beginning and, like, told him straight out the gate, like, hey, these are my friends, you'll meet them at some point, but I just want you to know that I did used to have, like, a little fling with one of them, and I feel like I just want you to know so that, you know, you're informed and whatever. That would be so different. But it's like a nail in the coffin to know that he had to find out from a picture. like, that is so obviously a red flag, whether she did anything or not. I'm just saying, that is such a red flag. Anyways, let's go into another original comment. A buddy of mine went on vacation with some buddies. A female friend of theirs went also. Her and my friend used to have a friends with benefits thing going on. Guess what they did on the vacation? Yes, he had a girlfriend that didn't come, and she had a boyfriend that didn't come. That's gross. Don't do that. Don't cheat on your partner. Don't go on vacations with your exes when you have a current relationship. Don't do that. You already know that's gonna be an issue. Don't do that. That's weird. And then they just said, not the asshole. Someone responding to that said, yeah, they absolutely did it, and she was going to bury it 100%. She's sad because she got caught. She would have been mad if she didn't do anything. Yeah, that's true. I'm like, I don't even know. This is so sucky. I'm so sad. Anyways. Okay. Let's see. Another original comment. Not the asshole. Also, the fact that she claims she wouldn't have gone if she knew you'd break up over it doesn't make it better. It makes it worse. Yeah. It shows she doesn't care how it affects you unless it becomes a problem for her, too. Thank you. Because I wouldn't have been able to put that in words, to be honest with you. Because I agreed in the first line. I was like, yeah, that does make it worse. Because it's like, yeah. But I wouldn't have known how to put that in words at all. So thank you. That is zero integrity, and that is not long-term partner material. Nope, not even a little bit. It should not take you leaving or thinking about leaving for her to not dismiss your feelings. That's asinine. Exactly. This person is very, very, what's the word? Articulate. Something that I'm learning to be, but not quite there yet. Okay. A response to that says, this is a quote, "What kind of consequences are we talking about? If it's huffy for a week, I'm going, but if you're gonna break up and inconvenience me, then I'll stay. I just need to weigh up the cost benefit of your feelings before caring about them." Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. That does really feel like exactly what she's saying, or has what she said. That's pretty accurate. Someone responding to that clipped the part where it said, "I just need to weigh up the cost benefit of your feelings before caring about them," and then said, "Damn, I should have known this sentence in my past relationships. Edit, some men in my past did this. I wish I had known this sentence to prevent the heartache they caused. I didn't know it was my for real last time to hurt you." What? No, it's literally written like that. I don't know what that means. Had I known, I would have had I known, I wouldn't have done it. I don't know what that means. Okay, let's find another original comment. I'm so full of hot air right now. I don't know how to decompress. Is that what does that mean? I feel like that's like a term that people use in slang, in full of hot air. Oh, you're full of, like, okay, anyways, but and not like that. I just, like, straight up have been talking so much and I feel like a helium balloon that needs to deflate. That's what I feel like. So, like, let me breathe out for a second. Anyways, I bet that sounds so stupid. I'm so sorry. Another original comment. "You're better than most. You still picked her up from the airport and ended it in person. Well done." Yeah. Me personally, I would have been but I'm also just not the best with, like, stuff like that. Like, I love to think that I am the most mature, the most, like, gracious when it comes to conflict, but the reality of me is that I'm so non-confrontational, but at the same time I'm also passive aggressive, so none of that would have ever happened for me. I would have just ghosted and absolutely flamed on on some sort of social that, so, like, it wouldn't have been me. I'm just saying it now. Anyways, another original comment. "Not the arsenal. You enforced your boundaries. The consequences for your boundaries don't always need to be explained, as all situations are different." Yeah, that's a good way to put it. That is a good way to put it. I feel like if people can't respect your feelings and your boundaries without you explicitly stating what's going to happen to them if they don't, that is a red flag. You should be able to just tell someone, like, "Hey, I don't like that," and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that," and then stop. You know what I mean? That's healthy, that's, like, normal. But if they don't, that's weird, and they need to be out of your life now. Responding to that, someone said, "Exactly, this is the true definition of boundaries. You expressed what you're not willing to put up with, and then followed through. If y'all have different values, so be it." Yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm gonna read one more comment, and then we're gonna move on to the last story. Let's find an original. Okay, "Not the Urshel. You had a reasonable boundary, and you didn't force it into a scenario where she could resent you over it." That's what I was saying! Someone agrees with me! Thank you! You enforced the boundary and broke up in a reasonable way. More than reasonable, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, and then OP responded and said, into a clipping the part where they said, "into a scenario where she could resent you over it," and responded and said, "I don't know about that. I'm pretty sure she still resents me over it." Okay, but the thing is, bad people are gonna, like, people who don't understand, like, consequences to their actions, people who don't understand that they can't just do whatever they want and get away with it and, like, you know, have no problems. They're gonna think that everything is everyone else's fault. So whether she resents you right now or not, at least it's not something where you're still with her and she's like taking digs at you randomly because she hates you because you didn't let her go on this trip or whatever. She still got to go on her trip, but now she has to find a new boyfriend if she really wants one. That's the difference. She's just mad because you are not going to let her walk all over you. But it's not because you forced her hand, and that is a big difference, and that is much better. In my opinion, at least. So, I'm gonna end that one there, and then we're gonna read the last one. Am I the asshole because I told my ex-husband outside of our kids I don't care about his life and I don't owe his fiance anything? I'll fix the grammar later, fake names, and throwaway. So my 36 female ex-husband Tom, 35 male, left me for his work wife Tammy, 25 female. The age gaps always get me because it's like, that's 10 years. And whether you're both adults or not, it just feels weird. And I didn't mention that in the last video. No, the last video that I did where there was an age gap, it was like, how many years was it? Oh my god, he was like 55 and she was 35. Jeez, like a 15-year age gap. And when they met, I think she was 25 and he was 45. Oh, no, couldn't be me. I'm just, ew. After I read that book, Before I Fall, never, ever, 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 ever. My cap is 3 years, and even that is a big criminal for me. But anyways, okay, so he left me for his work wife, Tammy, 25 female, 2 years ago. I never liked her even before I found out about their relationship. The first time I met her at a work event, she told me while I was heavily pregnant with my youngest, better up your wife game or I might steal him off you. Ew. That is nasty. Well, 3 months later, she did. This woman literally came with him to help pack the day he moved out and tried to have a one-on-one conversation on how she wanted our relationship going forward because she was gonna be in my life. Ew. Then said as a joke, told you I'd steal him away. Okay. This girl Tammy has no social cues whatsoever. I feel like she's coming into this thinking that this is a freaking movie. And that she's, like, in one of the, like, The Other Woman, or, like, one of those movies where it's like, oh, me and my husband's ex-wife are best friends. No, sweetheart. When you literally threaten to steal her husband while she's heavily pregnant, and then you do 3 months later, you're not gonna be best friends. And also, it's too soon. This is so wild because if the shoe was on the other foot and you were in her position, you would be livid. And I just can't. I can't understand people who don't have any empathy, any sympathy, nothing. This is weird. Strange. Told you I'd steal him away. Not gonna lie, I'm thankful she did, because when my ex made a comment about her being 23 and her brain not being fully developed, I got the ick. Me too, just reading that. That's nasty. That's gross. So, I got the ick so bad it turned my heartache into relief. Good, I'm so glad for you. I got everything in the divorce because I got him in his affair fog and gave 50-50 custody for our kids' sake. I'm civil for the sake of my kids, so we can both attend events without drama, but other than that, I couldn't honestly care less about them. Around June, Tammy came inside of What? Huh? Wait. This sounds... Okay. Around June, Tammy came instead. Okay, I read that wrong and I'm insane. Okay, around June, Tammy came instead of Tom for pickup and practically skipped towards me to show off her engagement ring, saying she wanted me as a bridesmaid along with my daughters for something I didn't catch because I was in a rush to get our cat to the vet. She got upset because I just said, her whole conversation per Tom's text a few hours later. Yeah, no dip. You stole this lady's husband, and then you're asking her to be your bridesmaid. You are crazy. You're crazy. You're wild. I would never be talking to this woman again. First of all, I wouldn't have stolen her husband, but then I would never have been talking to her again. Because it's embarrassing, and that's awkward, and that's weird. Who are you? And what planet did you come from? Because it's not Earth. It's not. That's weird. That's strange. Anyways, same happened again in September when she told me she was pregnant. Which again, my zero fucks given upset her. In December, when she told me the second I opened the car door, Tom's finally getting a son. To which I sarcastically replied, I'm sure Lord Tom's excited for an heir to take over his lands and titles. I love this lady. I love OP. She's so cool. But this lady, Tammy, she's so interesting because I can't tell if she's trying to get a rise out of OP or if she's trying to be her best friend and she's so sad that she's not, like, paying attention to her. Because it could go either way, but I'm feeling like, I don't know. Can't even. Which caused drama, too, because Tom's family found it hilarious when Tammy was bad-mouthing me. Found it hilarious as in found what you said hilarious? Are they on your side? Because if that's the case, then Tom's family is kind of based. But if it's not, then I feel like that's the only reason it would cause drama. But anyways, December was the last time I saw her till today at drop-offs with Tom. As they approached me, I noticed Tammy didn't look pregnant anymore. Ooh. Tammy tearfully said, we lost the baby. Oh no. I didn't answer, just told Tom our second daughter has a birthday party tomorrow at 3, and the oldest has gymnastics at 5. Tammy literally screamed at me that I was a heartless beyond chasing age and bitter, then grabbed the girls' bags, walking away. Tom said I could show a little humanity towards Tammy, and regardless of my feelings, she is my kid's stepmother. I told Tom I don't care about what he's going through, because outside of our kids, I don't care about them, and I don't owe Tammy anything especially pity. He called me an asshole, along with other things, and left usually. Okay. There's no period there, but I also type like this sometimes, so let me just, and left. Usually this wouldn't bother me, but my ex-in-laws, who I have a good relationship with, have told me I should have shown Tammy some empathy and at the very least pretended to care for the sake of the kids. Okay, so personally, I feel like everything up until the point where Tammy was like, oh, we lost the baby, I feel like that was all fine. But once she said that and then she just didn't say anything, I feel like that was a little harsh. Like, I know Tammy's annoying. I know she's, like, kind of weird or whatever. But that is, like, something that kind of sucks. And, like, regardless of the situation, that's a hard thing to go through. Especially when she was already showing and then she lost the baby. Yeah, that's rough. So I feel like at that point you should have, I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. But at the same time, I don't know. Like, I really can't, like, ooh. I don't think Tammy has a leg to stand on, though. Like, is she really heartless? I mean, maybe she is. Maybe OP is heartless for that. But at the same time, you stole her husband while she was pregnant. So, I don't know. I feel like she doesn't really have a leg to stand on. But at the same time, I still do feel like this situation called for a little bit of like, yeah, maybe even though you did some bad things to me and you suck, I do feel bad for you and I'm sorry that happened to you. I don't know. But okay. First comment. Not the arsehole. Maybe it would be best if Tammy wasn't present for handoffs anymore. It seems to trigger her. She is in the, oh no, look at the consequences of, oh no, look at the consequences of my actions part of this whole thing. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, I don't know why she's there in the first place. I feel like, I don't understand that at all. But she's probably, like, I feel like this lady just does not get social cues, and she's seriously trying to, like, befriend the lady she literally stole the husband of. Like, it's very weird. Very strange. Someone responding said, but she wants to be OP's bestie. Yeah. That, or she literally doesn't know any woman to be her MOH? What is that? MOH. I don't know what that means. Okay. Responding to that, someone said, I mean, if you knew Tammy, would you be friends with her? Women like these are insufferable and usually have few female friends. Yeah. It sucks. Responding, someone said, Tammy is a man stealer. Women stay away from her type, plus her husband might switch his interest to one of her undeveloped brain friends. Maybe, I don't know. But this is really reminding me, I'm like watching Superstore right now, and it's reminding me of that lady, I don't remember her name, but she literally blocked Sandra from finding her like soulmate because she's the man stealer. And she also, as soon as she found out that Amy was in counseling, she called her husband and was like, I'm in the room with you know who, and you know, call me if you need to talk about anything. Yeah, she's weird. She's very strange. I love the drama, but I'm also like, I hate this lady. You know what I mean? But not in this. This is real life, so let's be civil. Okay. New original comment. Not the asshole. You don't have to do a thing for her. It's about co-parenting with your ex. It's weird to me that she's sharing personal details about her life. She must not have friends or something, but that isn't your issue. Yeah. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she took like this whole situation as something so much more downplayed. Like, to her, stealing your husband is like stealing your promotion at work or something, which, you know, obviously to some people is not like that. Like, that's not anything to play with either. But it's almost like she's like, oh, we're in competition, we're like besties, but we're also competing for the same thing, like, and I won, but we're still friends, right? But no, that's not how it was. You are delusional and you were never friends, and also you stole her husband, not her paycheck. Something totally different. Responding to that, someone said, she sounds like an uber asshole, just rubbing it in OP's face. This isn't about being nice. Hey, I'm gonna steal your husband. Haha, I told you so. Haha, we're getting married. Haha, we're having a kid. Haha, it's the boy your ex always wanted. Yeah. It's kind of what it sounds like. Yeah. Yeah. It almost makes me think that she's like, I feel like there are stages of pick me, right? And I feel like she's in the stage where she's like realizing she does like women, as like she does want female friends, but she doesn't know how to do that, and she just pushes them away really bad, like, and I don't know, which sucks for her. But also sucks for everyone around her as well. So, let's look at another original comment. Another original. Let's see if I can find one. An original comment. Alright. Not the asshole. Also, tell the in-laws I would love to see you take the high road to the person who legit wanted to be a homewrecker and did become one of your... What? One with your home. I don't owe her shit. She deserves all the karma she got. And OP responded, you know what? I will, because my sister ex-in-laws told me I should have went nuclear with them, like full on Gone Girl multiple times over the last 2 years. LOL. LOL. Yeah, and you know what? I can't disagree with a lot of this. I know I was saying like that the lady did deserve empathy, and I'm just going based off of like what I would have, how I would have reacted, but sometimes I do react in a way that is like, my brain is like, I should be a piece of crap right now. And then when I react and I like actually say what I'm gonna say, it's like, oh, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always come out as a dragon. It comes out as a little lizard that could be crushed under your foot. So, maybe I'm just a little meek and my reaction wouldn't be the best to this. And honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. I think I don't blame OP for that reaction, because she was put through a lot, especially having just had a kid and then, you know, all that happening almost not immediately after, but like pretty close after. And then this lady always being in her face, always telling her like, like what that person said, like rubbing things in her face that like good that have happened to her. Her just like not saying anything instead of kind of being nasty. Like, she didn't have to do that. She did just kind of shrug it off and just went on with like whatever else she had to do. This lady, she just, I don't know. Like, I do feel bad for her in ways, and like the losing her kid thing, I definitely like, that sucks and I'm so sorry about that. But at the same time, it's like she feels everyone should cater to her, even though she's like doing really poorly in the way of catering to everyone else, if that makes sense. Not to everyone else, because obviously her husband's pretty happy with her right now, but you know, I don't know, I feel like she's being a bit of a child. She's very immature, and IP is just reacting accordingly, and I don't blame her, and I'm rooting for her, and I don't think she's the arsehole. Let's read another original comment. I'm sure Lord Tom's excited for... This is a quote from what OP said. I'm sure Lord Tom's excited for an heir to take over his lands and titles. Not the asshole. You are a badass. And then, responding to that, someone said, OP sounds like a great hang. 10 out of 10 would be her friend. Yes, it's true. Oh, let's read the next original comment, because OP replied to that. Dear OP, you are enduring a horrible situation with tact and poise. You are protecting your children and refusing to get pulled into this young, immature woman's drama. Why should you care about her upset? Admittedly, it is a difficult loss. It's like she wants you to congratulate her on her relationship with your ex-husband and sympathize with her troubles. Your ex and his fiancé are delusional. Stay strong. Congratulations on making a new life with your family. Okay, so like, I feel like in this situation, she's being weird. I feel like if it were any other timeline, if it would just be like any random woman that he brought home after they had gotten divorced, they had already gotten divorced or something, and like after maybe a year or two, he brought her to meet like the kids and like his ex-wife, that would be different. Maybe they could be friends. But in a situation like this, that is almost impossible. Impossible. Like, OP would have to be the most angelist angel of angels. You know what I'm saying? She would have to be the best person in the world to like ever consider being friends with this woman. This lady is like I don't know. This is just a wild, anyways. So OP responded to that, and she said, she once said, given my age, I should be mature for the sake of the kids, and we should have oh, I think that's supposed to be, we should have a united front by forming a friendship. I won't lie, I stood there with my mouth open in shock for longer than I want to admit. Yeah, this lady is delusional with a capital deluge. Like, what? What's happening? Anyways. Someone responding to that said, ask her if she's going to be friends with his next wife. Then remind her that she's going to lose him like she found him. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. Oh my god. It's true. It's true though. Anyways, I'm gonna stop it there. Thank you guys for watching. And I really appreciate you guys for getting this channel to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate you. I'm gonna keep making videos. And I'm gonna try to do like more things, so stay tuned. It might not be like super soon or anything, but I'm like hoping to branch out my commentary. So we'll see how that works out. Thank you for watching. You catch me later. Bye.